When you think Boston crime fiction, you probably think Dennis Lehane. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Read the Right Thing Book Reviews. I'm Eric. Thanks for tuning in. Dennis Lehane is as Irish Boston as they come. Most, if not all of his books are set in the Irish Catholic South Boston. When you think Boston crime fiction, you probably think Dennis Lehane. I first came across Dennis Lehane when I saw the Martin Scorsese movie Shutter Island, and I really loved it, so then I had to check out some of his books. I've read a few Dennis Lehane novels, and I've seen most of his adapted movies. I love his noir style, Boston characters and setting, and suspenseful stories. Animal Rescue is a short story that would become the script to the movie The Drop, starring James Gandolfini and Tom Hardy. Most authors write a novel and then someone else writes the script. Lehane did things a little differently this time. After Lehane wrote the short story, he then wrote the script for Hollywood, and then after writing the script, decided to write the novel. While the short story and the novel are set in Boston, the movie is set in Brooklyn. This is because Lehane and other movie producers felt the white crime Boston story had kind of been overdone in recent years. And that is probably thanks to Dennis Lehane and all his novels being adapted into movies. Lehane has been so instrumental in Hollywood filming stories set in Boston that it is almost hysterical that his first script would be set in Brooklyn. Animal Rescue begins when the quiet, lonely, and unsuspecting Bob finds a puppy injured and crying in a nearby dumpster. This short story deploys the often used device of a canine companion for the lonely hero. Bob befriends a girl named Nadia when he requests her help in taking care of the dog. And then Bob finds himself in a bit of a situation with the original owner of the dog, whose name is Eric. You see, Eric wants the dog back, and Eric is also clearly Nadia's abusive boyfriend. Eric tells Bob in kind of a tense encounter that he can have the puppy back for 10 grand. Eric and Bob in this story are polar opposites. Eric is the fake tough guy who beats on things weaker than him, like the puppy and Nadia, while Bob is the quiet, silent type, as one character, Tony Soprano, would put it. But the people in this story don't really see him that. They see him as just this quiet, unsuspecting, kind of dumb type. Bob, who is played by Tom Hardy in the movie, works at his cousin Marv's bar. James Gandolfini, who played cousin Marv, this would be his last role in a movie before he passed away. So Bob and his cousin Marv, they used to have this crew that kind of ran the neighborhood. But when other, meaner crews moved into the neighborhood, they dismantled the crew and just worked at cousin Marv's bar. As a crew, you no longer just had to be tough, but you also had to be mean, which wasn't really in their nature. Cousin Marv's bar is what's known as a drop bar, known for filtering all of the town's dirty money. You see, all the gangsters, they can't keep all their money in one spot, so they keep it in different locations throughout town, usually bars or restaurants. And while Bob takes care of his new dog and tries to handle Eric, cousin Marv's bar gets a big drop, the Super Bowl drop, which is a lot of money. All the while in this story, there are rumors of who killed this neighborhood kid named Richie Whalen. The rumor is that Eric killed Richie Whalen. Eric takes credit for killing Richie Whalen, hoping to strengthen his bad boy image. This short story is very bare bone. You can read it in just a few minutes. Every word and piece of dialogue develops the character or moves the story further. The short story really contains the best moments of the film. If the film has any flaws, it's that it is a bit slow in the beginning. While the film is a little slow to get going, the short story really thrusts you right into the middle of the action. If you are interested in the story or the film, I would say check out the film first and then read the short story. The movie is worth checking out just for the performances by Gandolfini and Hardy alone. This short story was published, and where I read it was in this collection of short stories titled Boston Noir, which was curated and edited by Dennis Lehane himself. The book contains several noir short stories that take place in each part of the city. So there's one in the financial district, one in Dorchester, one in the South End, one in Back Bay, etc. Boston has its distinct humor, accent, and vocabulary, as Lehane puts it. But the city is also being endangered by progress. There's a new class threatening Boston's grit and character, something that is happening in all too many cities across the US. I've only read 3 or 4 short stories, and I think Lehane's is by far the best. And some of the reviews I've read say this book is a mixed bag of stories. Some are great, others not so great. And no one can really top Lehane when it comes to crime noir Boston anyway. But I love this short story, and I think it's available online if you don't want to buy the book. I enjoy these stories for their ability to pack a punch in just a few short pages. So that was my quick review of Animal Rescue by Dennis Lehane. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want me to review more short stories, please let me know in the comments. What short stories should I check out? Once again, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.